For the drivers in the NHRA Pro Modified Drag Racing Series, it's crunch time. Everybody's chasing Ricky Smith.
It seems like we either lose first round or we win the race.
Within the NHRA is a class of car that defies convention. Door slammers with nitrous, turbos, blowers. These are the Mavericks. This is Pro Mod. Welcome, everybody, to Gateway Motorsports Park, located just across the Mississippi River from downtown St. Louis, Missouri, here in Madison, Illinois. This is the National Hot Rod Association AAA Insurance Midwest Nationals, and it is the next to last drag race on the 2014 NHRA Real Pro Modified Tour, with this event sponsored by Precision Engine and Turbo. You couldn't ask for more drama coming into this penultimate event on this season-long tour. We've got Ricky Smith, a nitrous oxide injected race car, leading this field. Mike Janice, a supercharged entry in the number 2 spot, and Troy Coughlin's turbocharged Corvette number 3, separated by a maximum of 3 rounds of competition. That's what's going to make this drag race so critical. The first pair in the opening round of one of the quickest fields of the year pits Steve Matusik against Vaughn Smith in a battle of supercharged methanol Camaros.
Vaughn's always good on the tree. He's always on time. We just got to be on our game.
Better than on the tree?
You know, for right now, I think he is. I'd have to say yes, but I'm still working on it.
I do what I can.
Vaughn Smith is one of the best. That's his crew chief, legendary Dr. Howard Moon, lining him up. Bear in mind, Steve Matusik has recently become a points contender, but he's really got to start scoring some upsets. The driver in the left lane needs him badly. And it won't happen. There are problems for both cars in both lanes. Pieces appear to be exiting from underneath Vaughn Smith's victory lap with a great 5.86 seconds. Look at this. The pieces are flying out in front of Vaughn Smith, who is actually driving defensively to avoid his own debris. And whatever that is, it's a big chunk. Meanwhile, Don Walsh backs up to the starting line in the twin turbocharged Chevy Camaro of Harry Hruska. Walsh is not a points contender, but his opponent, Mike Janice, is.
You know, Janice is desperate. He's trying to catch Ricky.
Oh, yeah, I know he is, but we're going up there to race our race, and we'll see how it ends up.
Mike Janice, in the meantime, the Buffalo, New York driver in the near lane, has got to win this round to stay in that battle with Ricky Smith for the overall point championship. He's 3 rounds behind the point leader. Walsh takes a long time to stage up, but it's a great drag race, and Walsh puts down one of the quickest runs of the entire year, 582 to a losing 586. While it was a car length difference at the finish line, it was the incredible power of that Camaro that stood out.
Woo! We needed that. Man, did we need that.
Yeah, it was definitely a big loss, but I mean, we had a good race with him. He drove around me at the other end. You know, I had him 3/4 track. I was in front of him, and it's just the way it goes. Good race, though.
The Jansen team knows their 586 should have won any other drag race of the year. Here's Indiana's Jason Hamstra and his budget-minded supercharged Mustang.
We sat out Q3 today just to save some parts, just to save it for first round.
Well, he needs those parts because he's against one of the most consistently quick and fast Ford Mustangs of the tour. It's Kevin Fiscus and his partner Josh Klugger with their turbocharged 2014 Mustang. And problems for Hamstra. You saw the car dart towards the wall. Fiscus will advance with one of the quickest runs he's made this season. Wow.
We needed that one. I screwed up an inning with a red light. It had a little difficulty in Charlotte, so we needed this one big time. For the whole team, they're all volunteer crew. Can't thank you enough.
Next up is a battle of machines, both using nitrous oxide injection. In the near lane, it's Dan Stevenson and his legendary crew chief, Tony Christian.
A monkey could get in one of these and drive it if you can make the burnout and stage it. If they're right, they'll go straight.
Well, how's the guesses for the first round at St. Louis?
I hope it's a good one. I don't know. I mean, you'll ask all these rocket scientists here in the pits, you got it fixed? Oh, yeah, I know I do. They're full of crap. They're all guessing just like we are.
Christian will be tuning against this man, West Virginia Coal Company executive Jim Lirta, whose nitrous oxide injected Chevy Camaro is one of the quickest and fastest nitrous cars ever.
Is there anything in particular you found?
Oh, we can't say. You know that, we can't talk about that.
Always covering those secrets. Lirta will be the last one to stage in the rear and Morrison-powered machine. They leave the starting line, but Lirta runs into problems, and Dan Stevenson, the crane company owner out of Chicago, puts down one of his quickest and fastest runs ever.
I guess the monkey figured it out.
Indeed. Stay with us for more round one action. This exclusive coverage of the NHRA Pro Modified Drag Racing Series is brought to you by Precision Turbo and Engine, the winning edge in boosted performance. By Borla Exhaust, we build excitement. By Aeromotive, serious fuel systems for pro mods to hot rods and everything in between. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. The Pro Modifieds were on display in downtown St. Louis at Busch Stadium before the fans were treated to on-track action like this.
Yeah, those cars, you got to drive them aggressively. That was probably a little too aggressive. Pulled in, I staged, I let the clutch go. I knew it was up hard on the tire. It's done it before. It's wagged its ass. I got to the center line. I lifted, rotated around, smucked the wall. I was coming across the wall. The car was in slow motion skipping. I'm going, maybe I got it, maybe I got it. Pow! Didn't have it. Then I flipped the throttle by accident, got on the other lane, saved it from that wall, pulled over, and it was all over but the crying.
Every driver but one on the property wants this guy to win the next race. It's Billy Glidden in the Mickey Thompson Tires and Wheels nitrous oxide injected Mustang. He is racing point leader Ricky Smith, and the only person who doesn't want Ricky out of here is Ricky.
I don't want to make you feel old, but you got Billy Glidden, and you used to race his daddy. That's a fact, you know. I mean, Billy's good, you know, he can run fast, got the same type engine we got.
He's really not a lot older than I am. You know, Ricky's in his upper 50s and I'm 50.
Just about every other driver on the property is waiting, hoping to see Billy Glidden take Ricky Smith out so that people can get even closer to the point leader in this wild World Championship battle. But it's Ricky Smith stretching it out, and he continues the dominance of winning drivers in the 5.8 second zone. And Mike Janice says, nope.
We go to Las Vegas, and it's an altitude track, and you're a nitrous car. You feel that you're a little bit of a disadvantage going there?
We're way behind. We're 400s behind here. We'll be 600s behind there, you know. If I don't leave here with a 3-round lead, I won't win a championship.
Mike English on the top end was referring to the fact that now with the first round victory, Ricky Smith will still leave St. Louis in the point lead going into the final event at Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, Colorado's Mike Knowles in his gorgeous blown money supercharged Camaro takes on the nearly identical combination being driven by rookie racer Stephen Whiteley, who gets sideways, but so does Knowles. And coasting across the finish line. Whoa, and Whiteley gets out of shape when he gets back on the throttle. What a crazy run. Mike Knowles will advance, but in the weirdest possible way. Here's Todd Tutterow, the North Carolina veteran who has won major events in every conceivable type of pro mod, turbo, nitrous, supercharged. And here's Danny Rowe, the Agave Underground Tequila driver, who must win this race to keep pace with Ricky Smith in the points. Tutterow is not a contender in the point standings. And both get sideways, but Tutterow's the one who stays on the throttle and wins in the Gallant Motorsports Camaro. Gallant, by the way, an acronym for get a load of this.
Mr. Wells, Gallant Motorsports, I can't ask for no better people than they are. I mean, he's the reason we're here, trying to do some racing NHRA.
Now, to conclude the first round of competition here at Madison, Illinois, it's Troy Coughlin, the 2012 world champion in the turbocharged Jegs.com Camaro. Alongside him, Dave Pierce, the Oklahoma veteran in the Dave's RV Sales Chevy Camaro that ran a career best just to qualify. Dave's Jerry Bickle race car Chevy Camaro is wrenched by his son and is a completely family affair.
These guys, some of them were over here earlier congratulating us on a good run, but a good run is all the way at the bottom of the pack. And we've got to step it up quite a bit to be able to get anywhere after this first round.
Dave qualified at a 5.96 second blast with his rear and Morrison nitrous Camaro. The number one qualifier, the Jegs.com Corvette, ran 5.84 seconds at over 250 miles per hour. The nitrous car stages first, giving Troy Coughlin the opportunity to stage at his leisure, and boy, he goes in late. The whole shot goes to the Camaro, but the Camaro goes to the wall, and Coughlin will win and get a little sideways doing it, but a 5.85 is the quickest run of the round. So with 5.8 second runs the norm, we've got 3 supercharged cars, 3 turbocharged cars, and 2 nitrous cars coming into the second round. That's what's next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the NHRA Pro Modified Drag Racing Series presented by Precision Turbo and Engine. Not a cloud in the sky means the track surface is much warmer than it was during round number 1. But this race between Dan Stevenson and Ricky Smith is a good example of just how confusing the point situation can be.
I could be the spoiler. Vaughn beats Troy, and then Vaughn wins the race, and I go out, then it's all, he's right in the middle of it. So it's going down like it should, I guess, Not like I wanted to go down. I want to get it tied up.
The bottom line is Ricky Smith must keep winning. The IDGSupply.com nitrous-injected Chevy Camaro is back in the 5.8 second zone with the turbocharged and supercharged cars. But like I said, with the weather conditions different now, it'll be interesting to see what happens in this round. Will there be an advantage for any one combination? First off, we'll find out from 2 nitrous cars. It is a tremendous drag race, but Ricky Smith pulls it out at the end, and he didn't lose anything in the performance department.
I don't look to get about the 1,000 foot, and I looked over and he had a couple feet on me, and I said, baby, you better run, and it did. I asked the boys on radio, I said, did we win? Because it was close.
0.06 of a second to the finish line close. Here's the Al-Anabi supercharged Chevy Camaro, owned by Sheikh Khalid Al-Thani from the country of Qatar. Vaughn Smith is the driver. And his opponent, Troy Coughlin, has a completely different combination with the turbocharged engine in the Jegs car.
In this class here, it's kind of tough with the way they got the rules are, but it's pretty decent parity. I think Ricky and the nitrous guys got a little bit more smoke.
Those turbo guys, they hang out all year, stay in the middle, under the radar, and all of a sudden the last 3 races, they bury us.
Those comments alone prove that nobody trusts anybody as far as the different types of engines in use here in Pro Modified. Uh-oh, we've got an upset brewing! Vaughn Smith takes out the number 1 qualifier, and now Ricky Smith is the one who's smiling.
That is the toughest guy in the class right now, as everybody can see on ETs and speeds both. So to come out the victor, great.
It just doesn't end. Every race has critical importance. Here's Don Walsh against Todd Tutterow. Walsh, again, the turbocharged combination, facing the supercharged methanol-burning machine of Todd Tutterow and the Gallant Motorsports team. Neither one of these are critical contenders in points, but both are capable of messing up the drivers who are. Both drivers on and off the throttle. Walsh just barely misses coming from behind and ends up losing to a Tutterow hole shot. It was the 3rd closest race of the year, 0.8 of a second.
I seen him in the lights. I knew I couldn't hear him. I was like, come on, please. I just didn't see him till the last minute. He come by me right past the finish line.
There's Kevin Fiscus and his partner Josh Klugger, who put together a series of tremendously strong turbocharged machines, including this Mustang. And he'll be alongside the Tim McAmis Race Cars built Blown Money Camaro of Colorado's Mike Knowles, just one of several McAmis cars he owns.
It's a new mob edition from Tim McCamus Race Cars. Probably nicest race car ever built. We're going to try to debut it in Vegas. We're going to do some testing with it tomorrow. We haven't even done a burnout with it, so we're excited.
More $100 bills?
There's a few in there.
That's right, just like the blown money car in the far lane, real $100 bills impregnated in the paint scheme. Ford versus Chevy, turbo versus blown, and they leave together. And Knowles is out in front of the Turbo Mustang, and he holds it. Whoa, look out on the top end. Fiscus crosses over, and the two almost collide.
Well, I mean, first of all, I got to apologize to that team over there. You never want to go in the other lane, whether it's past the finish line. I don't know what happened. The chutes come out, and it took a wild ride.
Woo! It was weird. I felt this air in the car, and I looked, and there was a parachute next to me. I was like, what's going on here? And then I looked, well, there's cars out there by me, too. But, hey, there's a story, though. You know what? Me and Billy Rice went to the convenience store yesterday and got a cup of coffee. And we got our coffee, and I got inside and put my seatbelt on, and I looked down when I was getting in. There was a penny. It was on tails. And I says, you know what? I got out of the car, grabbed that penny. I says, this is Mike Knowles' way here. We're going to take that penny. It's taped in the middle of the car right now on tails.
As if Knowles' car doesn't already have enough cash attached to it. You know who else is a stickler for lucky pennies? Ricky Smith, and he's the last nitrous car in the field. Stay with us for semifinal action. This exclusive coverage of the NHRA Pro Modified Drag Racing Series is brought to you by Hurst, America's #1 shifter. By Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. By Agave Underground, 100% agave tequila. By B&M Racing and Performance, quality performance products that work. And by Precision Turbo and Engine, the winning edge in boosted performance. Back at the AAA Insurance NHRA Midwest Nationals here at Gateway Motorsports Park in Madison, Illinois. In the left lane, Todd Tutterow, who has been a world champion in a variety of other drag racing series in his career. However, interestingly, the vast majority of those series have been contested over an 1/8 mile distance.
So we ain't had a lot of quarter-mile runs, and a new car, first time we run it was last week in a quarter mile, or actually Tuesday in a quarter mile, so we're kind of sneaking up on things.
Meanwhile, this guy's having one of the greatest days of his life. Mike Knowles, who makes his living transporting water to the most remote areas of Colorado, is ready in the semis.
You got him covered.
Well, you know, you try not to think that way. We made a good run. We're going to try to duplicate.
Well, Knowles' best run has been 592, Tutterow's best of 595. Tutterow's the last one in. They leave together. Whoa, and Tutterow goes sideways. Knowles is going to win this if he just keeps it in his lane. Brilliant consistency for the Coloradan.
One of my crew guys is home, longtime friend of mine, Bart. You know, he's got shoulder surgery and wish he was here. And for my family, Tim McCamus Race Cars, Chuck Ford Superchargers, we got to move on, man. This is semis.
And now, what may be the most important drag race of the year for the two drivers set to battle. Vaughn Smith and the Alanabi supercharged Chevy Camaro knows he has an opportunity here.
Basically, like I said earlier, nitrous car is pretty much the head of the class, but the turbo car is pretty much the head of the class, and we're just trying to get a blower car to be in the middle of the class somewhere.
While reigning world champion Ricky Smith and the IDGSupply.com Camaro knows he's the one being chased.
I got to pay attention up there. Every time I take somebody's slack, they drill me on the tree, so I got to do all I can do and see where it goes. I guess if I win this round, we know we pretty much got it.
So, if Ricky Smith can beat the Dr. Moon's Rage Camaro, it may well be over, and he would be a two-time series champion. Vaughn Smith stops Ricky Smith in his tracks on a hole shot, no less.
Well, Vaughn, a little bit of staging games going on up there, maybe? He lit both lights?
Well, no, he just really went in quick, but that's just the opposite of what he normally does, so it's okay. I was getting ready to go in myself anyway.
With your reigning world champion, Ricky Smith, and I know you're disappointed to go out this round. Ricky obviously a little bit disappointed and does not want to talk to us right now, as we're going to have to wait for Las Vegas for him to clinch that championship.
Our top-end man, Mike English, endures the wrath of Ricky, but Vaughn Smith knows he can gain a few more points in the final against Knowles.
Pro Mod 101 is brought to you by Precision Turbo and Engine.
Harry, do you have any way to communicate with the driver when he's actually on the track racing?
Absolutely, Ted. It's critical that we keep control of the driver before he actually stages and launches the car. It's up to the crew to make sure the driver is safe, and he's aware of everything that's going around, and especially what the other driver's doing. Because if the other driver is slow or late or early, our driver needs to be aware of that, and we got to keep him up to speed, so to speak.
How do you do that? I mean, he's wearing a big headset with a mic, or?
Well, and he's got limited vision because there's a lot of safety involved. In this case, we've got our headset built into the helmet so that he can hear us talk. And in the car, we've got a button on the handbrake, so all you got to do is push that button and he can talk.
Complete control. Something goes wrong, they can tell him about it in the car.
It's time for the final round here at Gateway Motorsports Park, presented by Precision Turbo and Engine. Vaughn Smith in the Alanabi Chevy Camaro takes on Mike Knowles in the blown money entry. Knowles has never won an NHRA event.
Hell, I just went 0.29 and I was late. Tutterow went 0.002 on me, so I'm in good shape. I'll just go 29 again and let Vaughn do his deal.
You gotta give me a minute, I'm working on my nails. I'm not polishing them right now, just cleaning them.
The season-long joke about Vaughn Smith's manicures continues, but now it's all serious drag racing. Smith has won everything, world championships, national events. Knowles has never won a trophy in an NHRA race. Let's see who leaves St. Louis a winner. It's a great door-to-door battle, and Mike Knowles wins on a hole shot. His first event win ever is earned on driver reaction.
This is the God's honest truth. We get to the starting line, I'm putting my coat on. No kidding, this penny is sitting on the starting line on tails. I looked over at Billy, I says, them guys are done. That is a true story.
Did you tape that on the car?
I left this one in my pocket and the other one's taped in the car. Something about them pennies, they're awful good to me.
Let that be a lesson to you, kids. Every penny counts. Ricky Smith leads the point standings going into the final race in Las Vegas, Nevada. On behalf of myself, Fred Kepner, and Mike English, we'll see you next week for the grand finale.